Hey everyone, Fatty from Pack a Punch Traders here. Gonna do a video going over today's trade and some other plays as well. Here we got SOBR, SOBR. This thing has been in this range as we've talked about recently, between the mid threes and mid twos, and it got stuffed again in the mid threes. Not enough volume. This was on watch for a possible play to really take off and confirm the 380 area, and then from there, who knows where it gets to. It's got room to run, not really much resistance up ahead after that. But as you can see, not enough volume. There was a little bit here, some bursts of demand that held it up, but besides that, once those were all gone, demand was gone, shorts just took over, and it was a downtrend ever since. And if we go on the daily chart here, we can see some decent selling came through, a little pop, um, but nothing significant. So it's still holding up. Could be something in the future. So we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, just going to stay away until we get the demand we're looking for and the confirmation of the mid to high threes. That could lead to a greater short squeeze to the fives, sixes, maybe even higher. My play today was FNHC. It was pre-market. Um, Here we have it. Already took off the arrows. But it was a breakout play over 69 cents, something we went over on the watch list. If you watched the video last night going over the top plays, this was one of them, as well as PBTS. That was another decent play. We'll go over that. But this one, I really didn't think it would really take off to the ones. But at the same time, it didn't really have any resistance until at least one whole dollar area that could be a problem for it after the 69 70 cent area breakout. So could have been more patient with it, but I took it from 73 average. I got some light size into this spike here, just a little bit of emotions, but then I saw that it was failing to break down. It held the breakout level. Then I sized heavy in the 70 cent area. And then from there, it was just holding on until I saw a nice little perk past 80 cents. Sold a little bit at 80, then we got a little bit more of a perk. Sold the rest at 84. So, not a bad win percentage wise. Just looking back at this chart, could definitely have been more patient. It had just started getting the momentum going in the direction I wanted. Could have given it a few more minutes, and that could have led to me to hold longer, as I would have seen the trend and the volume continue pre-market. And that was one thing. Probably I was also so eager to sell. The reason for that was I don't really trade pre-market. I usually stay away. I got a little emotional as this was an anticipated play of mine. Seeing the breakout hold up early, decided to take a stab at it, and ended up giving me a lot more than I'd expected, or ended up running for more than I'd expected. But I'll take my quick gains all the time. I do get emotional about it. Sometimes I get frustrated with just taking my 10 to 15%. But in the long run, that's a really good habit to have, even though in the moment it might suck seeing the play just continue without you. And if you just held a bit longer in this market environment, probably a good idea to just lock in gains. Any market environment, really, but especially something as choppy and chaotic as what we've been dealing with the past few months. Most really this year, mostly, but especially the past few months, things have kind of quieted down. Um, but yeah, FNHC. I guess the lesson is don't get emotional about selling too soon. I was on the right track, had decent size where, the percentage I got, not too bad. I made a little over $500 on it today. So good trade overall, besides probably pre-market. I would maybe dock some points on this trade because of that. Not really my strong suit. Usually just wait. And if the play goes without me, it goes. That's usually how I approach things. But today was, I guess, trigger happy on this Monday. So yeah, locked in my gains. That's a good thing to do, and let the singles add up over time. So shouldn't have really got frustrated over that. This was my only trade. I took my single and I was done. There was ACOR. This one was a mover. still holding up after the 80 cent breakout. So low market cap, lower float considering its price. Um, it was just a simple first green day. It was gapping up. It just failed to break down. This is what we usually look for on an open price play, VWAP hold. I mentioned, I forgot for which ticker it was from the video lesson last night going over the top plays, but I was mentioning first green days, what we usually look for, just getting the indicators in your favor. Besides strong demand, we're looking for the failure to break down and trend to be in our favor. So that's going to entail holding open price or reclaiming it, confirming with the VWAP, pre-market highs, and from there just making the higher lows. This was a great example of that. A bit choppy, but still overall offered great angle to play. So open price was 50 cents. We get a little bit of choppiness around it. It fails to break down. As you can see here, selling really dies off and it starts curling back. Shorts start locking in profits. Some dip buyers coming in as well. And from there, it was really, and at least in hindsight, it's simple. But as you can see, volume overall is strong on the spikes. It has strong demand, and on the pullbacks, it has weak selling. So that's usually a good indicator of higher prices to come. And that's what happened. I would have probably had a hard time playing this. Probably would have taken the 50 cent move to the 55, 56 area, knowing myself, and then miss out on all of this. But also, there's another opportunity. Late day, I know it would be up a lot, around 150, 160%, but around 80 cents here, or actually maybe less than that. Um, around 80 cents, we got this confirmation. Some heavy selling comes through compared to what it was doing here. So shorts came in. It's got a key area. So they're going to be shorting around this area as well, thinking, okay, it's been grinding up this whole time. Now we got a resistance level. We'll play off of that. And it failed to break down. As you can see, there wasn't enough selling to really come through, and the trend was intact. It had a moment where it broke down below the low of 77 here, but it held, and that triggered a whole move higher to $1. And that's really all it is, just going from one level to the next, judging the volume, the trend. As simple as that, if we're going to be honest. It's really hard to gauge in the moment. I know this is hindsight. We're looking at it, so it is a lot simpler. But judging a play, what goes into it really is that simple. It really just is hard controlling emotions and reading it in the moment when you don't have all of this and you're dealing with something more like this. So that's ACOR. Lastly, here, PBTS, another good call from the watch list. Treated this like a multi-day bounce. I didn't trade this, but good call. As we usually look for the high day break. Once it confirmed here, it just ripped from 20 to 24, solid 20% move, and did fizzle out. Didn't really offer a monster move considering it's 90% off the highs. But what are you going to do? This is why we lock in our quick gains. So yeah, I guess the lesson today would be judging strength, as we usually talk about, with the trend, key levels, and volume. The demand on the way up, weaker volume on the pullbacks, as well as locking in quick snipes. It adds up. I know sometimes it might hurt just seeing the play continue, and it is what it is sometimes, but over time, you won't regret taking your quick 10, 15, maybe 20%. So we'll just wrap it up there. I'll have another video lesson out soon going over the watch list. So hope everyone had a great day. We'll catch you guys later.